Yo, what's up, guys? Alright, welcome back. This is the very last video in the Building the Baby Range Pier series. In it, I'm going to show you where to train. You know, the last video showed you the quest. I'm going to show you what I did for the training. Third time in a row I've said that. Now that we've got our 60 range and 26 prayer, we can retire the Highwayman mask and the Explorer's backpack. Don't really need those anymore because we are now officially a PKer. Alright. I did fund this account with 10 mil from my main. After everything was said and done, the Book of Laws, the cannonballs, the training supplies, I am back up to 3.8 mil, which I'm going to drop in supplies for PKing. I did buy a Debo, and while I was training, I was gifted a Debo, and I colored it white, you know, so I always remember that I got a Debo from this guy because I was being nice, I guess. So I just want to take a second to show you why I built my account the way that I built my account. Now this is a basic range pier right here. 60 range, 50 hit points, okay? So we cannoned a little bit. You know, we're down 11 hit points. We still have 60 range, but we also have 26 prayer. The 26 prayer allows us to, you know, +1 item, dark bow. That's pretty much our KO weapon right there. So we're now on par with 1 prayer, non-really risking, you know, level 42 rangers. But because of the prayer buff that we have, it gives us 10% to our range level, which would add 6 hits. It's going to add 6 hits. So that's not too bad. Alright, it's not 6 hits, it's 6 levels. So we're going to be a little bit more accurate and a little bit stronger than other level 42 rangers. Now, for a basic ranger, he's going to have 56 HP and 66 range. And, wow. Oh, he's 26 prayer, that's why. Okay, so 1. Now, that's a 4 level combat difference. Now, let's drop back down, and let me show you the prayer levels that it gets. So, we'll go to... Those 6 levels, those 6 range levels are 4 combats. Now, we're going to do this, 26 prayer. That adds 3 combats. So, we save 1 combat by getting 26 prayer as well, instead of the other 6 range levels, which we'll slowly get while we PK. So 60 was a good point to start because we can now use a dark bow. At 61 we can use dragon axes and a rune crossbow. At 65 we can use a ballista if that's even any good. So the whole point of this was to be able to +1 and get that like extra, you know, 6 levels for the 3 combats instead of 4 combats. Also, we'll be fighting, you know, other rangers our level, but we should have an advantage over them, or even low-level peers. Like, yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. It's pretty much meant to just be like, you know, a little prod peer with lower HP. But that's all I really wanted to show you, that it is an advantage to have the lower HP and the prayer over just like a regular build. We're 42 combat right now. We've got all the stats from the quest. 60 range, 26 prayer, exactly where we wanted to end it. You know, it wasn't bad at all. It didn't take long. Did a lot of AFK training. Pretty much the whole thing was AFK besides the quest that I finished back at like 20 combat. So I'm going to run you through some things really quick because the most grindy part of this is agility. So we're going to go here. I'm going to do this. We're going to go to Barbarian Outpost and I'll show you how to do this quickly. So, Alright, here we are. This is where you'll start. You'll be here until 10 agility. Once you get 10 agility, you can then move to the Draenor Village rooftop course. Right up this way, rooftops, decent XP, better than Gnome agility course, I swear. And I did this until about 21 or 22, and then I realized I could do the Alcaharad agility course, which I only failed this one maybe like 3 times total, from 10 to 22 or 21. Go up this way, go down this way, jump, finish it. Super easy, super quick. And you're done with that. And then you can, once you get to 20, you can use your glory amulet. Oh, hello dogs. You can go to the Elkarad, why do I keep saying that? The Elkaharid agility course. Just up this way. And here we are. So you start this one right here at the top of the Tanner's place. This one's a lot longer though than the other one. Honestly, you don't really run out of like stamina while you're doing these, I don't think. But this one takes a little bit longer. Huh, somebody got naked down there. And I failed it a couple more times than I did the Draenor one. So, I mean, it might be, you might just be better off doing the Draenor one all the way up until like 32. This is pretty much what I did. 20 to 32. Really long, tedious. That's that. You pretty much do that till 32. That's the most laborious part of getting your skills up. Despite, you know, the 18 Slayer you have to get, which you can just use your games necklace to go to Birth Row. And you can get assignments from Turiel. So, still got skeletons, still got to kill 11 of them. It's really horrible at a lower level because, you know, your HP is just like, you're getting obliterated by skeletons and zombies and stuff like that. So, anyway, those are pretty much all you got to know. There is, you can do the Varrock Museum. Let's go to Grand Exchange really quick. You can do the Varrock Museum for 1k Slayer XP and 1k Hunter XP. That'll put you up to 9. I'm not going to show you how to do it. I didn't do it. It doesn't take long at all. It's like 10 minutes. I just didn't bother doing it. It's, you know, no reason. Was really no reason to do it, so I didn't do it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the training areas that it took to get the 60 range, fairly AFK-able. Alright, so before we go into that, to start off with, I bought 2k steel darts to get to 32 while doing Slayer, and I used roughly, you know, 1,600 of them doing the whole training process to get to 32 before I started cannoning, after I did Horror from the Deep. So, once you get to that point, you know, whenever you're ready to start cannoning, you can come this way. And, this is kind of where I did it. Well, this is pretty much where I did it. I didn't have this issue so much, dude. You know, you just have a casual conversation with somebody, and they'll just be like, oh yeah, alright, I'll go try and find another world instead of being a jerk and crashing you. And, actually, I gave up my spot once to this guy, because I was pretty much done for the time being, and he gave me 1,000 cannonballs and a Debo. That's how I got the white Debo in my bank. It was a gift, so I colored it. I don't know what this guy's doing, you know, he just thinks he's flexing on this guy, but not at all. He's probably getting like one ogre. This is not efficient. Don't even do this. Just hop until you find another world, seriously. It does not take long at all. So I did this until about 55, and while I did that, it took about 8k cannonballs, 35 to 55 or 56, and they're fairly cheap right now. They're only 173. When I did this a long time ago, they were almost 200 GP each. They'd flex from like 185 to like 210 GP. So, you know, I guess a lot of people have cannonball alts now, and it's fairly easy to make a ton of cannonballs. So that's the best way to do it with no HP. There are also other methods like the range guild, except for that's very click intensive, but it is decent XP. Definitely more so than the dwarf multi-cannon. You're probably getting about 12 or 13k XP for 1k cannonballs. Anyway, so once we hit 55, once we hit 55, we moved on to sand crabs, and I'll show you that really quick too. So we're gonna go to Draenor Village. Okay, so we made it to sand crabs. To start off, I used this 4 spot, which was like never-ending XP. Nothing ever slowed down. It was good. And then in the end, I switched up to this 3 spot, which, yeah, it was kind of time efficient, especially with 56 range while using range pots, trust me. But if you want to start at a lower level, I'd use this 2 spot. You could also do this at rock crabs to avoid any crashing and stuff like that, like Nate Bra put in his video, but this is actually better XP. So this is where I came. I didn't have much of an issue with it. I did make the mistake of going to a PvP world and bringing almost 2k myth knives with me, and I was playing on my main, and the next thing I heard was like the Debo spec coming in at me, and I was like, looked really quick, and I was like, oh, it's too late, man. Watching my HP drop in integers. So yeah, you can get, I think it's like, I must have been getting like 20k XP an hour here with like 56 range, maybe more than that. So like the last 4 levels didn't take any time at all. It was super quick. There are more spots available. That's pretty good. There's one more spot that I wanted to show you though, and we'd have to go back to Artergoin for that. And I'm not going to do that because I haven't done the quest. But if you do the quest, let's see here. No, that's not the one. I didn't want that one. Biohazard. Alright, so if you do Plague City and you do Biohazard, it unlocks King Lathis' training ground. We ran past it earlier in the video. And, get out of Zay. I don't want to be in Zay. Guess that's what we get for being here. Oh, we're actually closer to it. So, King Lathias, I think, not Lathis. King Lathias' training ground. You see this right here? There are like 8 ogres caged in there, and you can put your cannon here for 30 plus K XP an hour, I think, give or take, and like no one is ever there. So instead of going down here and using this ogre spot, you know, on the fence where there's always people there, always crashing, you could just do like 30 minutes worth of questing and be good for the rest of your cannoning period and not have to deal with anybody or their crashing attitudes or anything like that. So I would definitely recommend doing that. I only used 8k cannonballs, so I don't really care. It was no big deal, you know, I wasn't even paying attention. So whatever. Alright, and those are pretty much the training methods. Now, we'll move on to the next part here, and that's getting the prayer XP. Okay, so the prayer part is super easy. After you do your quest, you're gonna have 15 prayer, and I'm not sure about the XP rates on that right now. How close can we get to that? So it's probably like, you know, 3k XP, and you got to get to 8, so it's 5k XP. What I did is I bought 50 dragon bones, and I used the new method at the Chaos Altar, the northernmost Chaos Altar. It's not really new, but it's kind of new. Anyway, it was less than 50 dragon bones here, so that's kind of what I did. Okay, here's the spot right here. Now, you have to watch out because this is multi. When you come here to do this, you're only going to need to bring maybe like, I don't know, 20 bones with you at most. 20 bones will get you 26 prayer. Just watch it so you don't go overboard. Like 3 more bones and I would have had 27 prayer. And use them on this altar and you have a 50% chance of not using a bone. So it conserves bones. You can talk to this chaos guy out here and you can bring like, you know, it's like 50 GP or something like that. Yeah. 50 per banknote. So you can bring as many D-bones as you want. But, you know, it's 38 wilderness. In a multi-zone, you have a pretty good chance of getting jumped by a bunch of people and, you know, losing everything you've got. Unless you can make it out. This is a hot spot for PKers, too, because it's very close to the lava maze telly. So, here we're going to run south and we're going to telly out.